Hello,
Hello.
and welcome to Planet Marzipan, the Fish and Marillion podcast. I'm Mezza, and here's my mate.
Craig Houston.
Hello, welcome to Planet Marzipan. I'm Mezza. I'm here with my good friend
Craig.
Craig, and a cat, yes, as usual, and my dog, just right on cue. We have a guest joining us today. We have the infamous Jim Newstead.
Infamous.
Well,
Infamous, you
start
say?
to that, Jim. Compared to us, you're more famous than us. Absolutely.
Oh, infamy is a strange. I wouldn't say I was famous at all, but I know what you mean. There have been occasions during the last 7 years where I have been recognised, and it is the strangest, weirdest thing ever, because I'm just a normal person like you guys. So, and I listen to music. I do a few videos on YouTube, and initially, it's like no big deal at all. But all of a sudden, people say, "Oh, hi, Jim." I was like, "Oh, who are you?" And it happened to me at a Marillion gig actually in Aylesbury. People recognised me there, and I think that was sort of the Marillion community had sort of really picked up on my videos at that point. So I think quite a few people said, "Oh, if I see you, I'll buy you a beer." I did all right that night.
Oh,
But it's happened all over the place. I went to it's a different sort of music, but I go to Download not every year, but a few every so often. And the first year I went after I'd started doing the channel, several people came up to me absolutely randomly out of the blue, out of like 75 or 80,000 people were there. So, "Hey, Jim, love your videos, blah, blah, blah." It's like, oh my God, it's a bit embarrassing, really. But
You don't
great,
think
though,
about it.
It's great that when people do that. We've not had it on that scale. We were at, I think we've told this story on the pod before, but we were at the Roundhouse a couple of Christmases ago in the pub just chatting, and someone came up and said, "I know that voice. I know that voice. You're that podcast, aren't you?" And they were very nice about it. But yeah, it was weird. It's very strange.
We have it in queues at gigs and everything like that now as well. It's bizarre.
yeah. I was the same thing in a queue at a gig. I was going to see Devin Townsend actually at the Royal Albert Hall. I think it was after COVID. I'm sure it was after COVID, so it must have been like 2022 or something like that. And I was there with a friend, and there's this huge mountain of a guy stood in front of me. Sort of, "Ooh, right, just be careful, don't spill his pint or anything like that." And he turned around to me with huge hands, like the size of spades. He shook me by the hand, and said, "All right, Jim, how you doing, lad?" I said, "Ooh, all right." He said, "Yeah, you're all right, you are. You're all right." And he gave me a big pat on the back. I said, "Okay, I dodged one there."
Well, I think we should explain at the top of this conversation where your fame comes from, Jim. So you run a YouTube channel, a very successful YouTube channel.
Thank you for saying so.
Well,
Thank
it
you for saying
is.
so.
That is
You've got 30,000 subscribers, which is not to be sniffed at.
absolutely.
It's 30,000, but it's taken a long time to get there. It's 7 years. So if you compare that to some YouTube channels that kind of blow up overnight, mine's very slow, very organic, but it's growing at a pace that I can handle, which is nice. Yeah.
And your videos are primarily listening videos. You're listening to music and commenting on it.
Exactly that. And I think yes, they are what I guess traditionally are called reaction videos, but I don't mind leaning into that. Obviously, that's what they are, but I didn't really do it to be that sort of total sort of reactionary sort of person, sort of jumping up and down and cheering and sort of whooping at stuff. It's literally just I want to listen to some music, and I wouldn't mind doing it with some other people. So that's where it started.
And you've got a huge community now, haven't you?
I have, yeah. The comments section is very active. There's a lot of people in there. I can guarantee I will always recognize 20 or maybe 30 different people on every single video, no matter what the genre, what the band is, what I'm listening to. The same core people will always be there. And then you sort of, as you go to different bands, you start to recognize other people who you know, okay, these are Marillion fans because they always come on for these videos, or these are Opeth fans because they always come for these, or these are some, I don't know, whatever it is. There are people who will only want to listen to their thing, or will stay very very much in their own lane. But there are others who will listen to everything, which is kind of where I I sit really. I sort of go.
It's a beauty, yeah.
Sorry, go on.
It's a beauty because you say you cover so many different bands, and you know, your love of music shines through every episode. You know, whether you particularly like the song or an album or not.
Yeah.
You're there for the journey, and
sure.
I think that's what people love and what they like, because they'll see what your reaction is, they'll listen through and think, oh well, you know, I get what it is, and then they'll make their own decision, own journey onto whether they'll listen to it themselves and whether it becomes a staple for something that they love themselves.
There's two sort of distinct sort of angles that people come to the videos from. So there's one which is that people want to listen to their favorite music being heard by somebody else. So it's like a voyeuristic thing. It's being able to experience it for the first time themselves again, but through the eyes of somebody else, because obviously you can't do it. And it's almost a little bit sort of like validation for them, that sort of, I love this, I want someone else to say they love it as well. And we all get that, don't we? When we watch a comedy show, it's better to laugh with somebody else because the joke is funnier when you know other people are laughing at the same thing.
Yeah.
And it's the same with music. If other people are enjoying it, then your enjoyment tends to be amplified as well. But I'd also say there's another string of people who are supporting the channel, who listen to it, who are there for the discovery. And that's not something I ever anticipated initially when I started doing this back in 2018. Not that long. I don't know if YouTube's been going that long. Yeah, so I'm not obviously on the sort of same scale as John Peel, but people use it as a discovery platform for weird and interesting music, because that's kind of I'm not sort of saying that Marillion is weird. Of course, it's not. But
well, it is to some people.
But it's nothing I listen to, I think, is mainstream, and right. I think a lot of people appreciate that, and a lot of people don't know where to find music. It's a funny thing to say, but it's not so readily. Well, it is readily available. There's more music now than there has ever been, but it's like trying to find a needle in a haystack. There's no filter anymore. And I think maybe that's a part where I come in, that I sort of, not on all occasions, but on a lot of occasions, if I'm listening to it or playing it, then it's been vetted by someone who's brought it to me, or it's been, or I think it might be an interesting thing to listen to. So it's the people trust me.
And most of your videos are you listening to something for the first time?
Yeah. I'd say probably 90% of them are. Yeah. There are others that I revisit where I've listened to it before, maybe on the channel. So I've gone back to listen to something again sort of a few years later. Or there are things that I absolutely love myself, and I say, you know what, I really fancy listening to. I want to listen to this today. And so I might share something that I love with the channel.
And what happens if you don't love it?
Well,
poker face.
that happened yesterday. For the first time ever, I think, I had to start the video 3 or 4 times over the course of a few weeks because I just couldn't do it, and it was a really, really challenging listen. And in the end, so look, I've got to do this. I've got to do it. I've committed to doing it. So I sat down and plowed my way through it. And at the end of it, I said I'm really, really sorry. I know this is disappointing, but please never, ever send me your music again. I said, I really can't do it. And it was, I can't say it's awful because that's not fair. It's not, but it's just I couldn't. It wasn't for me at all.
Yeah, it just didn't resonate.
No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
no, no.
I mean, I understand. We have a side podcast where Craig and I and a couple of our friends review albums. We're only sort of 8 or 9 episodes in, but we've each sort of pitched albums that we think the group might like. And
Yeah,
I know what you mean. It's great to bring something and your friends finding it what you find. And the opposite of that is when you bring something and they just don't find any what anything of
yeah,
interest in it.
yeah, yeah,
But I would imagine that this is this on a grand scale.
yeah, yeah. I think so.
So your first videos, what sort of did you come from? What sort of one genre and then branch out?
Um, I suppose I did really, and initially, and I've told this story 2 or 3 times with different people I've spoken to about this. My very first video was for a chap called Devin Townsend, who you may or may not know. So he's like the Frank Zappa of prog rock and metal. He's absolutely a mad scientist when it comes to music. It's extraordinary, and I did it to share with some friends because I, like all of us, I sort of spend quite a lot of time on YouTube discovering and listening to music and stuff. And so I'd come across this artist, and I'd also at the same time come across reaction videos. And I thought, well, it might be quite fun to do this for my mates. So I made a video of a piece of music by him. And shared it with them. Nobody watched it. Nobody watched it at all. Of my friends, they sort of, whatever, we'll get round to it. But a funny thing happened is because I didn't really know what I was doing, I'd made it public, and then other people started commenting on it, and I got these comments and views. I thought, oh, this is really scary. I'm not sure what's going on here. And then I said, well, I quite like it. Shall I do another one? I was like, oh, can I really? Oh, a bit naughty. Ooh, no, go on, yeah, I'll do it. So I did another one, and I can't remember what my second video was. But then I got hooked, and I started doing it. I got home from work. The first thing I thought of when I got home from work is like, right, I'm going to make a video today. Right, what am I going to do? So, but it was initially just doing individual songs, and it was almost exclusively sort of prog metal and prog rock at that time.
Yeah.
Which is really my interest. It's where I've been wanting to sort of get into, or getting back into, I should say. But I didn't at that time really know any of the classic prog from the 70s, other than a bit of Pink Floyd. A lot of Pink Floyd. I love Pink Floyd. They're sort of one of my big bands from sort of going back into my almost childhood.
Yeah.
But then I started getting people commenting, and they were suggesting other things and sending me things to do and to listen to, and this, that, and the other. And somewhere along the lines, I don't know, maybe sort of 2 months after I started up, somebody said, "Oh, you need to listen to this track by Marillion called Neverland." And I thought, oh man, Marillion, I remember them. There's something about lavender, or I can't remember. I can't really remember the band, but I'm sure are they even still going? I don't know. Anyway, so I went completely unprepared into this video of Neverland as a live video, and was just absolutely gobsmacked. I said, "This is what the hell have I been missing? What have I done to myself for the last 20 whatever years it is I've not been listening to this music for?" So that was that, and then 31 Marillion videos later, here we are. But
31.
Yeah, that includes albums that have been split into maybe 2 or 3 videos per album. But
yeah, when you've done the vinyls and stuff like that, you've done the different sides and stuff.
Yeah.
I know the Neverland video was the first video of yours that I saw back in the day, because it was around the Marillion community pretty much the second you put it up.
I don't understand what. Yeah, that blew me away as well. So because I was of the mind, I guess at the time, because I was very fresh and very new to it, very green, that are people really going to sort of take me seriously, or they're just going to laugh at me or poke fun at me? And so I said, well, I've got to commit to it. If I'm doing it, I've got to actually commit to it fully and embrace it. And so I did obviously release the video and started seeing that someone had shared it on Facebook or had in the Facebook groups, I think. And then I thought, oh, right, shall I comment on it? Then people know who I am. And I'm sort of opened myself up to a load of other comments, but everything was absolutely positive and warm, and people sort of greeting me into the family, as it were. And so it was extraordinary. It was lovely.
Generally a good bunch.
Yeah.
And you were interviewed by Lucy as well on Marillion Monthly, weren't you?
Yeah, that's when was that? A year, 8 months? Was it that long?
Yeah. Yes.
So I've tried on a few occasions to do some interviews with Marillion, I've done quite a few interviews with bands and artists over the years. I've never quite managed to sort of do one with Marillion, but it's always been the other way. So again, it's happened today with you guys sort of having a chat with me, but I'd love to do it the other way. But yes, I did had a chat with Lucy for Marillion Monthly, as you say, a couple of years ago.
Yeah. And she focused on the Neverland video and broadened it out from there.
Yeah.
And
I think we've been lucky to. I think we have interviewed all the band members now. And
all the current lineup, there is one person from the
the F word just doesn't do reviews anymore.
Yes. The Crofter. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and we just did.
Well, he's retired, doesn't he? He's kind of sort of turned his back on the whole thing.
For now, we'll see. We have a theory. He'll be back.
He won't last.
Yeah.
Well,
it's title with it.
We'll see. I want to be there to go. I told you so. That's all. I'll say.
Okay. Told you so.
And your setup has changed across the years then, because I remember seeing your earlier videos are kind of you at a desk with a mic, but now you've got a much better quality camera and a better setup.
Yeah. I suppose it was inevitable, if I was going to continue doing it, that I would try to up my game as I went along. There's a lot of other people doing it, so I need to give people a reason to watch me, I suppose, and to continue to come back to watch me. One of my sort of I've got several backgrounds, but one of the backgrounds that I have is about music. So I write and produce my own music. So I kind of thought, well, I can make the sound better. I can easily do that. Because normally I invest in my some disposable income into synthesizers and to drum machines and that sort of thing. So actually, if I bought a decent mic, that would make a big difference immediately. So that was the first investment I made. Quite soon on, actually. I think I did that maybe 9 or 10 months after I started the channel.
Right.
And then what happened next? I think we moved house. So I've shot videos in 3 different locations. So there's a little tiny broom cupboard room where I initially started off, which is in the old house. Then I moved downstairs because that room we had to use for something else. So I had a corner in the dining room that I was doing it. Then we moved house altogether, which is where I am now. So where I am is actually a converted garage. There should be space in here for 2 cars. But when we moved here, we had quite a bit of work done on the house itself. And basically to keep the household happy, I needed to take all my music out of the house. There's a lot of it, so we converted the garage. So I've got all my records here, my CDs, my musical stuff, just the clutter and the paraphernalia of a lifetime of collecting vinyl and CDs. I think the marital home is happier with this elsewhere. So that's where we are now.
I can sympathise with that. My wife is very similar. But unfortunately, I don't have a converted garage. I have a box bedroom upstairs.
Yeah.
It's currently a pile of records in front of the computer, and you can imagine.
I do. But yeah, so this is. I know I'm incredibly lucky to have this space. Because we came here fresh, we hadn't, I suppose, got into a life of having the cars in the garage or all the other junk in the garage. So it was empty when we got here. So rather than just filling it up, we'll just sort of do some stud walls here, put some plasterboard in, paint it, put down a proper floor because it was just like a concrete floor, and put in a window, which is basically what we've done. And obviously run some electricity in here. So yeah, I'm fortunate I've got the space, but it's, I guess I was lucky that we didn't have the sort of preconceived idea of what the space was before we arrived at the house.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd love to do that with our garage. At the minute, I've got the garage is beyond cluttered with family members, everything from furniture to knickknacks, going back 3 generations, because everything came to this house when everybody died.
Yeah. Oh, really?
So,
right.
So because I've got my parents' house because I brought my sister out of it when they passed, and so we're here. So we're here with everything still.
Oh my goodness!
So it's a project for you, isn't it?
It is the next the next project is get the garage emptied and make a little room for Craig and a room for Sarah to put all of our gym stuff in, so we can actually have the house back.
Ah, fantastic.
Jim, do you ever have any problems with copyright issues?
Well, yes. I mean, I have. Copyright is claimed every single time on every video I do. That's to be expected. I know that's going to happen. And I think the very first time I ever did this, I was terrified because there was a copyright claim on your video, and I thought I was waiting for the sort of the police to be knocking on the door. I was a bit naive, as I say, but there's only been 2 or 3 occasions where a video has been completely blocked, and that's usually been by King Crimson. So no matter what it is, however much music I've ever used, it's within hours it's blocked, if not immediately. So Mr. Fripp is not happy about having his music used anywhere other than somewhere he controls completely himself, I don't think.
Okay.
Which is fair enough, and it's absolutely his right to do so. Of all the other bands, most bands themselves do not own the copyright of their music. It's all owned by publishers, not often by labels. Actually, that's a misconception. Labels don't own the music either. It's the publishing companies that do. And so the publishers, there are some that are sympathetic. Some will very happily allow you to use their music. Others will allow you to use it, but will absolutely monetize it themselves, which again is their right to do. So to say I have problems with copyright, no, I have a working understanding of how I think the copyright system works on YouTube. I know, for example, that if I try to use video and music at the same time, that is very, very likely to be blocked because they are 2 different copyrights. There's the copyright for the moving picture. So if a band has put out a video for a song, that is what will get the copyright block, not the music itself. So very often I have to grey that bit out or just not use the video. The other thing I know is if you have too much of the same music on the same video, that'll end up getting blocked as well. So even if it's a CD, I still have to split it into 2 or 3 videos, because if you go over 5 songs, they'll then block it because they're not going to get the ad revenue that they want. So it's all about money from the publishers, labels sometimes point of view, that they can monetize a video with they're more likely to generate more money, sorry, I should say, if the video is like 3 or 4 versions of the video, which is why it then gets split. Then if they just have it as one, because they only get it once then.
Yeah, because I know with your videos, you've started doing a lot of shorter, like edits as well. You know, like
I've done a few
pieces and that. Yeah.
For
the TikTok generation.
Yeah, I mean, if it works for them, why not? I've done a few, and I really need to get back to doing some more of those because they're quite good fun. But yeah, it's just something else to sort of try and sort of bring into the mix, really.
Yeah. Assassin levitation one's nuts.
It's actually quite easy to do, but there's a lot of editing involved. So it's about 10 or 15 minutes of me jumping, and then I sort of cut out all but the sort of the split second where I'm in the air, and then just join them all together, and it's just bouncing backwards and forwards. Yeah, it's fun to do, but it takes a long time.
It's a funny watch, though. It is. It's well worth having a look at.
I don't know why I did it. I just sort of something else to do.
Do you ever just stick an album on?
Yeah, I do. Without a camera pointing at me, you mean?
Yeah.
I do. Of course I do. It's always music I know as well. It's seldom something that is brand new, because why'd I waste that opportunity? Because I need to. But yeah, I've got my old favorites and my comfort blanket records and CDs. I listen to music in the car when I'm driving, which will almost inevitably be music I've listened to before. If I'm out on a walk, contrary to what you may think, where I'm sort of not obviously a fan of Spotify or streaming, I do still use it. I mean, it's convenient to do so. But I tend not to stream stuff that I don't own. So I kind of sort of make it right with myself for saying, well, I own it, so I'm not actually sort of doing anybody out of anything by listening to it like this. So I'll do that if I'm out for a walk or go for a run. But yeah, I do. I listen to music outside of the channel.
And do you do podcasts as well? Do you listen to podcasts?
From time to time, not exclusively. I mean, I don't get hooked onto one that I stay with. I'll dip in and out of them. And it's something I've actually sort of toyed with doing myself. I said, I ought to try doing a podcast, but it's just trying to find the time. Because what I do with the channel from my YouTube videos, they take up a significant amount of what little free time I do have to do. And I thought, well, if I tried to do something else, I'm never going to get it done.
Yeah.
Totally it is time consuming. I mean, we do our weekly podcast, and obviously we do a Planet Music, which is every 2 weeks as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, our weekly podcast episodes are anything from 50 minutes to nearly 2 hours.
Right.
So it's enough.
Yeah.
It's for insomniacs, really.
So my time is available. So when I started doing this, I was just a free agent and just doing a few bits and pieces when I got home from work. But in 2019, we became legal guardians for a little boy, and it became quite apparent quickly that he had additional needs. So I actually ended up stopping work and am his full-time carer. During term time, he goes to school. That's okay. So he has some time. But other than that, so holidays or weekends, things, he takes up a lot more time. And to enable me to be able to do that for him, I had to give up doing a proper full-time job. But I then thought, okay, what time I do have, I'm going to focus on the channel, because it then gives me something for me rather than sort of having to be sort of so bogged down. Not bogged down. That sounds awful. I don't mean it in that way, but just to try and get out of that caring thing for a bit. Just this is for me. So that's why the channel really still exists and why I still do it. And even if it's not something that's ever going to make money or be a sort of a living, it's a lifeline to me from that point of view.
Yeah, you've got some posts across the bottom of the screen. Are they Patreons? How does that work?
Oh, yes. So I do have. I don't do Patreon. There's another similar one called buymeacoffee.com. And I have a few tiers on there that people can join if they sort of want to support me. They can sort of take out a membership with me. So I've got 3 different tiers. And as a result of that, they get to choose music or albums or a number of albums for me to listen to over the course of the year. So it's kind of a sort of a scratch my back, I scratch your sort of thing.
They were still trying to get John's OnlyFans off the ground.
Sorry?
Still trying to get your OnlyFans off the ground, aren't we?
No.
Oh, man.
No.
They're
too special that great. No one needs Nobody needs that at all. Back to Marillion, Jim. What's your favourite Marillion album?
Marbles, I think.
Is it? Okay, wow.
Yeah. Probably because it's the one I've listened to most.
Yes.
It's the one that I obviously gravitated to after listening to Neverland. And then soon after that, I listened to the Ocean one. What's it called?
Ocean Cloud.
Ocean Cloud. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, no, this little album here. So I eventually got it on vinyl, and it's the one that I think I've listened to more than the others. But it's good. Although saying that, Fear is really good, and also Brave, naturally, absolute classic albums. And I suppose from the first four albums in the early era, I have a soft spot for Fugazi. I don't know why particularly. I mean, it sounds quite dated now listening to it, but I still quite enjoy it. But I also really, really like Misplaced Childhood.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the classic one. And I know quite recently, I think one of your latest Fish ones you did on the channel was Feast of Consequences.
It was, yeah, yeah. Fish has put out some amazing stuff over the years. I think actually he's done very well by not being a Marillion. So I don't know if that music would have existed had he stayed in Marillion and it had become Marillion albums. But I think the quality of the stuff that he's put out has, I think, been fantastic. I really, really think he's done very, very well. And again, I didn't know any of this until I started doing the channel. Actually, probably more. I mean, obviously I knew he was still around and he was a musician, but I hadn't heard any of his stuff at all.
Yeah, yeah. I think with Fish, it's very much about who his musical co-writer is that influences the sound of that era.
Mm-hmm.
And there have been a number, as you're aware, across his career.
Yeah.
I can see that you've got a Marillion tour shirt on. So have you seen the band a lot now since you've rediscovered them?
Not a lot, only a couple of times. But this is the sort of the best one. This is in Aylesbury. So they are local to me. I'm in Milton Keynes. They're only down the road in Aylesbury. So that is actually quite a nice one to go to because it's it's the local band come back to the local theatre. But yeah, that was on the An Hour Before It's Dark tour, and he was H was I think the Ukraine war just started, and he was sort of being quite vocal about Putin on the stage. Remember that? Remember they're playing the whole album pretty much start to finish. It was a good experience. I haven't yet had a chance or an opportunity to go to any of the weekends, and I don't know, to be honest, how logistically I'm going to be able to make that work. But I really want to
with your family, right?
Yeah. I really, really want to be able to do that. But it's a tricky one. It's a tricky one. But Lucy has said to me, sort of any time when we know they're playing, just let her know that she'll try and sort of help me get to the gig, as it were. So
brilliant. The Leicester weekend might be the more logistical, the easy one from a logistical point of view for you to get to, I think. Sure,
yeah, it's about an hour and a half up the M1. So
yeah, and De Montfort Hall is just wonderful.
Is it?
It's a great venue.
Yeah, it's really good, and the staff and the whole arrangement is really great. And they're used to having us, and and are really fantastic with us. What's the channel called, Jim? Because it used to be called just Jim Newstead, but it's not anymore, is it?
Well, I kind of decided to try and, rather making it about me, give it an actual name. So I am the person introducing it, but therefore anyone could do it. Not that I'm ever going to sort of give it to anybody else. It's called Adventures in Music, because basically that's what it is. It's trying to be adventurous with my listening, and listen to music that is adventurous.
Have you found anything, apart from Marillion, have you found anything that's really made you take a step back and say, I've been missing out on this as well? In your journey, have you come across things that you really love now that you hadn't even thought of before?
Yeah, definitely. I'd say pretty much all of Stephen Wilson's back catalogue. That I didn't know about him as a solo artist. I knew a bit of Porcupine Tree, but I didn't know him as a recording artist. So that was a major discovery. I would say Big Train. Again, a band I didn't even know existed, and they've just blown me away. I suppose a lot of the resurgence in prog from the sort of late 90s onwards, a lot of the bands Transatlantic, which has obviously got a link into Marillion.
Real favourite of Craig's.
Yeah.
Not, no.
Oh, really?
I love him. He does,
Oh, right.
I don't do too much prog.
doesn't do prog. It doesn't do prog.
Oh, no. What are you doing listening to Marillion?
It's one of those things.
Isn't it just?
Marillion and Floyd, you know.
Yeah, no, I love Transatlantic.
But also Spock's Beard. Because
great bands.
Yeah. So those bands, Neil Morse, sort of a lot of his stuff. But then he sort of then all gets tied into Mike Portnoy. So you then go back to Dream Theater. It's like, oh my God, what's all this stuff? And then it's sort of everything that he's been involved with. And then there's a sort of a hop and a skip, because sonically similar. You then get to a band like Haken, which again, they are absolutely mind-blowingly good. And English. I love that. Absolutely love that. But of the old bands, I think Yes is probably the one that has grabbed me the most. I didn't really know. I guess had them. I didn't know a single song by theirs apart from Owner of a Lonely Heart, which I think everybody knows.
Wow.
And I just had visions in my head. Oh, they're just bunch of old guys on stage with capes and
they were for a period.
Well, and I'd have to say, actually, I'm not far off the mark there. Old men on stage with capes and mellotrons, but it was. But I hadn't realised how good their music was. So the Chris Squire, John Anderson, Rick Wakeman sort of balance, obviously with Steve Howe in there. The whole thing was just, oh my goodness, this is a great band. So yeah, they were a real eye opener for me.
And do you have any sort of deep cuts of Yes that you really like, or have you sort of go back to classics of Fragile and?
The one track of theirs that resonates more with me than any other is Awaken, off Going for the One.
The One, yeah.
Because what happened with that is I was sitting here filming a video many years ago now, 4 or 5 years ago, and I was looking out the window listening to Awaken. As you know how it builds at the end, and it builds on top and the top and the top, and it gets higher and higher and higher. I was looking out the window, there was a kite circling around and around and around. This is absolute serendipity. This is the most perfect moment of music and nature combined together in one thing, and I'm here witnessing it, and it could have brought me to tears. It was like an almost spiritual thing. And from that point on, that piece of music has been really important to me. I've listened to it a lot, and I've actually revisited that one piece of music by Yes 4 or 5 times now on the channel.
Have you?
In slightly different versions. Yeah, there's a couple of live ones. I've listened to them. Oh no, John Anderson and Todmobile, which is an Icelandic orchestra doing. That's incredible. And then I took the camera out with me one day. I just went down to Caldecott Lake, which is near where I live, and set up the camera and said, right, I'll listen to Awaken here, and filmed it just out in the open.
Oh,
but there's another version. So I get a lot of mileage out of that piece of music.
yeah. Have the band Geeks done Awaken yet? They probably haven't yet, have they?
I don't know that I have. No.
That could be another version for you with them at the moment.
Yeah. They do.
It's great to rediscover these bands, isn't it?
Yeah. So John Anderson, the Band Geeks, that's a formidable powerhouse of stuff going on there, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, that the Anderson album from last year.
True.
It's brilliant, isn't it? Aside from the cover, it's a brilliant cover.
Isn't that what we all say?
Yes.
I mean, you don't judge a book by its cover, or indeed a bottle of wine by its label, but really? That was shocking. That was a shocker.
Well, it got him extra mileage and extra coverage, I suppose.
I suppose, yeah.
It doesn't reflect the contents at all for me, but
yeah.
But so Craig, the format of it, you really love your vinyl, as everybody who watches your channel know, and obviously you've got CDs and stuff like that. Do you go into your high end audio stuff, like your Blu-ray audio or your 5.1s? Or
no, I'm only stereo. I've only got 2 ears.
That's my excuse. 2 years.
No, it's that's oversimplifying it, because I have experienced Stephen Wilson's last two albums on the high end audio at L Acoustics in London. So he or his management invited me down to listen to it, and it was the most extraordinary thing, having this sound come back, forward, up, down, left, right, all over the place. It was just amazing. But no, I don't do it. I haven't got that at home. But I can appreciate, when I have heard it, I can appreciate what a good sound it is. But it's I'm happy enough with it in stereo.
Actually, that was quite an interesting video. You trying to describe an album that wasn't going to come out for a good few months.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked like you'd had a great time, but very difficult to describe music that no one else has heard.
Well, absolutely it is. Absolutely it is. There's a brilliant quote which I've used from time to time, which is attributed to Frank Zappa, that he says, "Try to talk about music is like trying to dance about architecture. It's kind of what it's not a thing. It's just almost a useless exercise. Yet here we are doing it, and we continue to do it and want to do it, and it is about obviously sort of sharing your love, our love of music, and trying to get other people excited and involved with it. So we can't. I mean, that's obviously why I play music on there, because that's fundamentally what it's all about. But also, of course, I want to talk about it.
Yeah, shared enthusiasm, isn't it?
Yeah.
And which is your preferred format? Is vinyl your preferred format?
I don't. Yes, I think it is. I think from a sitting down and listening to an album point of view, listening to it on vinyl is a lovely way to do it. I don't mind the crackles and pops. I know a lot of people get really sort of annoyed about it, but for me, that's part of the charm. And also, I quite often buy second-hand records, so it's likely that the cover is going to be a bit dog-eared and that the record itself is going to be less than pristine. And I always think, well, that doesn't really matter. It's like reading an old second-hand book that someone's made sort of annotations in it. You got sort of little bits of writing in the side, or sometimes you might buy a record that's got sort of a love letter written on the back from someone to his girlfriend, or they've given it. It's got a story. It's got a life of its own. Yeah. And I think that's part of the charm of it. But yes, listening to vinyl is a lovely thing, because you have to commit to it. You have to put the record down, put the needle down. You can skip, but it's but you've got to make the effort to get up and do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I played as a bit of late research. I played your clip of side 4 of Brave this morning.
Ah, cool. I've not gone back to that for a while.
Yeah, it was great, and it struck me because there's pops and crackles on that, and it's a brand new record.
Yeah,
and mine's exactly the same. So it struck me, but I would, if you get chance, I would recommend going back to the original vinyl of Brave.
Okay,
if you can get hold of one, because that sounds quite different to mine.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, it's a lot deeper bottom end.
It's denser, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a lot bigger sound. And then, of course, or maybe not, of course, but you've got the double groove on side 4, so you never know quite which ending you're going to get.
Yeah. That I've heard of that, but I haven't experienced it.
Yeah, well, if you can get a copy, I would certainly recommend that.
Okay.
How many videos you put out on average in a month?
I guess be about 20-ish. So I try to do one most days during the week. I feel when I don't do one, if I sort of get into the point, I don't know if I'm going to get a video done today, I start to feel a bit guilty and a bit twitchy. But I've got to the point now to actually know what I don't think I owe anybody another video today. I've done quite a lot. There's a lot of content there. So I guess probably 20 or maybe a little bit more at most months.
And do you watch any of your contemporaries?
I do. I'm not not every single video they ever do, but if something they're doing catches my eye, so I wouldn't mind watching to see what they think of that. I'll watch it. If it's something I don't know, I'll probably not do it, because I think, well, if I watch that, then I won't be able to do that myself. But yes, I watch Just JP a bit. I watch Doug Helvering. Who else do we watch? From time to time, the Charismatic Voice, because I quite like she. I don't know if you've ever seen her videos. She's a singer, a trained opera singer in America.
Yeah, she's the opera singer with the yeah.
And she revisits some real classic stuff from over the years, but just a song at a time, and we'll break it down into sort of what the singer is doing and how they're singing. I find that quite rewarding is the wrong word, but quite enlightening. I'd say, watching those sort of videos. But yeah, I guess of the reaction type videos, I watch the Daily Doug Helvering, and I watch Just JP and a few others from time to time. The one I used to watch years and years ago was what was he called? Oh man, I can't remember that. There's a guy I used to watch. Oh, it doesn't matter. But he was the first sort of YouTube reaction video I ever saw, and I thought, I could do that. Oh man, what was he called? Oh, come to me later.
1,600 videos later, you still.
Yeah. Is that how many I've done?
Yes.
Oh man, I don't even know.
How many videos have you done?
That's one. 1,600. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
1,600.
Yeah.
Wow.
Gosh,
ours is embarrassing compared to that, isn't it?
But yeah, but it's easy to do once you get into the groove. It's just a habit. You have to. Yeah. And yes, you have to commit the time to do it. But
well, you've built up a brilliant community, and you clearly love it. I think that's the attraction of your videos, is how much joy you're getting from the music.
Yeah, I do. I love it. I absolutely love it. You're not wrong. Not wrong at all.
Do you get sent albums now?
As in by from the community,
artists or record companies?
Well, yes, a little bit of both actually. So I have some people who are just listeners of the channel will send me a record or a CD, which is lovely. But occasionally labels will, and artists. So if I have done a video for a particular artist and they hear about it, they might contact me, which is a lovely thing. So that happens from time to time, and then they'll say, "Oh well, don't worry about it. I'll sort you out with a vinyl of this." I was like, "Oh really?" So I have had a few records that have been sent to me by the band themselves,
fantastic,
by the label, which is a lovely thing to happen. Not many, but it is nice when that happens.
Getting access to the Wilson playbacks is a really nice thing.
Wow, I know. Talk about sort of, that was something I'd never ever thought would happen to me in my life. It's it's not why you do this, but it is lovely that some of the opportunities that now come along that would not be there otherwise. It's
speaking to a lot of people. Your audience is huge, so you're exposing their music.
Well, it is and it isn't. So. But if I'm doing if I'm listening to a very, very popular band, then yes, the views will be particularly high. But if I'm listening to, I'm not going to name names, but someone who's a lot smaller, I might get sort of a couple of 100, 300 views, which is fine, because I'm not there for the views. So to say I'm a huge channel, on one hand I am, because there's a lot of subscribers there, but there's a lot of subscribers who don't listen to every single video.
You're potentially a huge audience.
Yeah. And I'm not going to knock myself down, of course.
no. And I'm sure people are discovering new bands that way. As you've identified, some of your viewers / listeners are exposing themselves to new music, and others are there to see the bands that they love.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, Craig. You were saying that you're not a fan of prog. What do you listen to?
I'm all over the place.
Tweenies.
Yeah, trees. There's a lot like singer-songwriters I like, and I like some indie, and I'm all over the place.
Oh,
okay. I don't tend to confine myself a lot, but there's some artists, like unknown artists and very lesser known artists that I like. there's one of my favourite artists is a guy called David Ford from Eastbourne. He used to be in an indie band called Easy World, and he's a really, really good singer-songwriter. There's loads, absolutely loads.
Okay. I wasn't trying to put you on the spot there. I was just interested to know. So again, so I'm not exclusively prog and prog rock or prog metal at all. I've got everything that I listen to, but I guess the main thrust of the channel is that era. Not that era, that area and era, I guess as well. But yeah, classic rock, prog metal, fusion, a little bit of avant-garde. Quite a lot of electronica. I love electronica, which is something that people are a bit surprised about. It's
Have you heard the Bioscope album yet?
no.
Steve Rothery.
No.
No? Okay.
No, tell me.
Comes out on, where are we now? Friday, next Friday, the 22nd.
Right.
It's Steve Rothery and Thorsten Questioning from Tangerine Dream.
Wow.
It's great. It's really good.
Very nice.
Yeah, we've got an episode coming out as we're talking on Tuesday about it. We interviewed Rothers and then we reviewed the album as well.
My goodness.
Really good. It's really good.
Very good, very good. Oh, well, I have to look out for that.
Well, we should be looking out for you listening to that then.
I didn't even know it existed.
Did you know?
No.
Yeah.
Somehow things pass me by and I don't know they've happened until they've happened. I try to be current with my channel. Sometimes I manage to be very, very sort of on the button, but other times I say, "Oh, well, that happened months ago. How did I miss that? Oh well, here we go. Get on it now." But yeah.
Well, I watched I think you were listening to Perception of Johnny Punter. It's
Okay.
just a single track video, and you seem to be sort of researching as you were listening. So
yeah,
again, that's how you're reacting to that was part of the whole charm of the video. You read that it wasn't a successful album for Fish, and then at the end of the video you said, well, I don't understand why that wasn't successful because that was a great track. So
exactly, yeah,
it's all part of it, I think.
Yeah, and I think some ways I think I prefer that approach where I don't know too much about it when I'm sort of going into it. So I'm quite happy to sit here. Oh, yeah, who's in this play? So I'll sort of look on my phone, try and look it up on Google, and they're playing on here. So what do they do? Oh, when do they do this? So it opens a little rabbit hole of discovery, isn't it?
Which is really what you do at home, isn't it?
Exactly that is exactly what you do.
Sleeve out, reading it, yeah.
It's exactly
what
you do.
Here. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
I do that with movies as well as music.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't seen them in something.
But Jim, clearly we don't need to tell you to keep doing what you're doing because you're not going to stop from the sound of it.
I'm not. No.
I think it's great what you do. I think your enthusiasm shines through.
Oh.
And it's brilliant that you've rediscovered Marillion because that in itself has brought you back to the music of this fantastic band that we talk about every week.
It has. I'm sorry we haven't talked enough about them on this episode, have we? Of
course we have. You sat there in a shirt. It's fine.
Oh, okay. But we talked about all sorts of other stuff as well.
But we go all over the place.
Yeah, no, it's great to speak to you today. We thank you very much for your time. And you're welcome to come back. If you want to come back on and discuss an album in depth, then please do.
It'd be lovely. And it might be quite nice to do it the other way around as well. Have you guys come on and do like a sort of a panel for something for the channel here? So
yeah, we should tie Craig to a chair and play him some prog. There's a reaction video that nobody
yes. Something in 13/8 time signature with fiddles and flutes.
That should do it. Yeah, that should do it. Jim, thanks for speaking to us today.
No problem at all. It's been lovely. It's been an absolute pleasure to be here. John and Craig, thank you so much.
All right. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Well, thanks very much for Jim for talking to us. If I can get my words correct. Thanks for listening. I understand that this is going out on video today. So if you really want to punish yourselves, you can go and find that, can't you? But thank you to Jim. Thank you to Craig.
Hey, thank you.
We'll be back next week with more Marillion shenanigans. We never do this, do we? But if you like what you hear, please subscribe and like and talk about us online. That would be lovely. And join the Facebook group and join the conversation. All that remains to be said is it's good night from me.
And it's good night from him.
Take care.
And stay alive.
Hey.
Woohoo!
Thanks for listening to Planet Marzipan Podcast. Please like and subscribe from whichever platform you get your podcasts from. You can contact us at planetmarzipanpodcast@gmail.com and check out marillion.com, fishmusic.scot for all the good stuff.